back to my topic here. They need 60 votes to take over elections federally. You think 2020 is a mess? Wait till you see what happens if this disaster passes, and they want to do it before the midterms. So Schumer has this voting bill he needs to get through. He doesn't have enough votes. He's never going to get 60. There's not a chance in hell. Outside of Murkowski, no one else on the Republican side is going to vote for this, and they only have 50 Democrats. So Schumer is now talking because they, again, are showing their butts of just like nuking the filibuster altogether and saying, hey, majority rules in the Senate now. Decades of precedent thrown out the window because Chuck Schumer just doesn't like it. You don't like the result? Just change the rules. That's what Democrats do in the double-barrel middle finger to America. But there's a little problem. Chuck Schumer has openly spoken about in the past many times, and a piece of video coming up right now, about how nuking the filibuster, which is what he wants to do, would be, quote, doomsday for democracy. Dan, you're being dramatic. I'm not being dramatic. Those are Chuck Schumer's actual words about nuking the filibuster. Here's the retcon. Chuck Schumer in the past. We don't dare nuke the filibuster. It's doomsday for democracy. Chuck Schumer now. Nuke the filibuster. It's great for democracy. Here's a video of Chuck Schumer. This is years ago, talking about how it's doomsday for democracy. Check this out.
Bottom line is very simple. The ideologues in the Senate want to turn what the founding fathers called the cooling saucer of democracy into the rubber stamp of dictatorship. We will not let them. They want, because they can't get their way on every judge, to change the rules in midstream, to wash away 200 years of history. They want to make this country into a banana republic where if you don't get your way, you change the rules. Are we going to let them? No! It'll be a doomsday for democracy if we do.
Doomsday for democracy, folks. Totally. I mean, these people act like they're not on tape and digital files in the past, saying exactly what they're saying now is good for democracy. He acts like none of this exists. Again, the retconning. And why do they do that? Because, folks, they don't care. Chuck Schumer doesn't really have any guiding principles. Chuck Schumer doesn't really believe nuking the filibuster is a doomsday for democracy because Chuck Schumer doesn't believe in democracy. He believes in tyranny and socialism. Yeah. He was just saying at the time because he wasn't in power. Here's Chuck Schumer again, in case you think, oh, that's years ago, Dan, on C-SPAN. No, here he is with Chuck Todd. Just, was it about maybe 3 years ago or something, talking about Neil Gorsuch and the Supreme Court. Yeah. Again, talking about the filibuster, saying, hey, that nominee needs to get 60 votes. In other words, the filibuster stays. And if the nominee doesn't get 60 votes, they damn well better change the nominee. This is just a few years ago. Check this out.
Let me make a proposal here to maybe break this problem that we have, okay? It looks like Gorsuch will not reach the 60-vote margin. So instead of changing the rules, which is up to Mitch McConnell and the Republican majority, why doesn't President Trump, Democrats and Republicans in the Senate sit down and try to come up with a mainstream nominee? Look, when a nominee doesn't get 60 votes, you shouldn't change the rules. You should change the nominee.
These people are unbelievable. Again, they act like none of this ever happened because he doesn't care. Chuck Schumer has no principles. He doesn't believe in democracy. He doesn't care. And he knows the media, outside of conservative media like us and others, he knows nobody will call him out. He knows that. These people in the media are on his team. They don't believe in democracy either. They're propagandists, activists, and little mini tyrants. You think they care about Chuck Schumer changing his mind repeatedly? Here's the impetus for the whole story today about the retcon. Daily Wire, Dylan Burrows. Schumer vows vote on changing Senate rules if GOP continues to block efforts. So just to be clear, Schumer's saying now, if you don't go along with our efforts to hijack federal elections, to interfere in elections in the future, we are then going to toss the rules out the window and decades of precedent, and we're just going to do a majority rules thing. So here's my suggestion. Let him do it. Let him do it. Dan, that's crazy. Why would you say that? Because, folks, it appears they're going to do it anyway. And there's not much for us to let them do. If the Democrats want to change the Senate rules and Kirsten Sinema and Joe Manchin jump on board, which is unlikely but possible, then they're going to do it. But if the Senate's going to be majority rules, in other words, 51 votes instead of 60 votes to get legislation passed, 60 votes requiring some consensus, fine, let them do it. I believe we're going to take back the Senate in 2022. I've got a few ideas. Joe, how do you feel about these? So here's some things we can pass with majority rules, because I don't see any scenario by which we don't take back the House. So if we take back the Senate too, and we get the White House in 2024, I say, number one, we do constitutional carry nationwide. Constitutional carry across the entire country and reciprocity. You got a firearms permit in Florida. It's good in all 49 states. Sounds like a good idea to me.
Yep.
National reciprocity. How do you feel about that, Joe? You like that idea?
Like it,
I think that sounds pretty good. Let me throw a few more you. How about national tax reform? How about we move to the fair tax nationwide or the flat tax? Now, I get it. I know there are a lot of strong proponents of the fair tax. I like the fair tax more. Its implementation could be a little tough, but I would settle for a flat tax too. Flat tax, everyone. 15, 17% flat tax nationwide. I like that idea. How you feel about that one? That'd be pretty good, huh?
Yeah.
Nationwide, pass that with a majority. That'd be awesome, man. Yeah, no more deductions, anything like that. 15%. How about spending controls? How about we do massive cuts to all of these social programs that are causing poverty, not alleviating poverty? I think that's a good idea, too. So if the Democrats like their new rules, I like them, too. You want to do 51 votes? Let's do it. Touche, baby. You want to play ball? You want majority rules in each chamber? I'm down. I'm D. Let's do it, baby. Let's do it. And by the way, I can think of 1,000 more things too. You want federal education money? You better have a school choice program. You didn't like Obamacare? Don't worry, we're going to scrap that too. You want to play ball? Let's play ball. But this time we'll swing for the fences. Let's do it. New rules. We win, you lose.